Finally got a Comanche. So I have wanted a Comanche for about 4 years. I mean, I've always thought they were cool little pickups, but I always knew they existed, but I never really appreciated what they were until I got my Cherokee about 4 years ago and put a bunch of money into that. And that was a $500 just beater that wouldn't start, project rig, and now I've got a 6-inch lift, 35s, bumpers, winch, long arm, disc brake conversion, you name it, and it's great, and I got it going. But ever since I got kind of the Jeep bug biting me, I've thought, God, I need to get a Comanche. And I've tried to get a couple. I tried to get one up in Washington a couple years ago, and I went all the way up there, and the tranny was acting up, so I lowballed her a little bit, and she agreed to it. And come to find out, she had been upfront about the lost title situation, but I'm in Oregon and she's in Washington, and I didn't know that Washington had a 3-year wait to get a lost title released. And the fact that I was down in Oregon meant that since it's a Washington title, I couldn't even register it with a temp tag or even insure it in the meantime until I wait for that period to end. So I just, a 10-hour round trip drive, just turned around and left, said, sorry, I'm not interested. And I wasn't even really looking for a Comanche a few days ago, and somebody posted this up in a Cherokee group, just sharing it. It was $1,000. The guy had dropped it to $900. And I messaged him and started asking him a couple questions because I just happened to have a little bit of money coming in from something. And then he popped it down to $800, and I thought, dude, I got to get this thing. And the reason why is because it's got 55,000 original miles on it. I mean, the seat's got no rips other than, down here, but it's dirty. So I just got this into my driveway yesterday. I haven't done anything to it other than kind of open up some boxes, and it's got a brand new set of NGK plug wires with it, an ignition coil, and I think there's actually already a brand new ignition coil in there. I think he got 2 on accident. There's a new lock cylinder, some spark plug wires, spark plugs. He already replaced the crank position sensor. I think that's the old one down there. You notice, the dash piece is missing. It's right there. I think the bezel around the instrument cluster is legitimately missing. I don't see it in here. That's the original steering column. He swapped it out for an 88 Cherokee with the tilt column. So I need to find the horn button and stuff, but that's trivial shit. I don't really care about. Sliding rear window works. So yeah, I mean, super low miles. It's an 86, 2.5 liter, 2-wheel drive with a 4-speed. I believe it's the AX4 Chrysler tranny, which is good. Just fine enough for what I'm going to do. It's a Comanche Custom. That tag fell off. It's right here. So it's just pretty much a base model, which is fine with me. That's what my Cherokee is, and it's simple. It's basic. I like it. It's just less stuff to break. So it's got a fender that needs replaced, but we all know that's just a Cherokee fender there. All the important stuff's there. There's a little tiny bit of rust under the passenger floor, right there. So that floor pan might need replaced at some point. My Cherokee's 10 times worse than that, so I don't even care about that. But the actual frame rails and everything, unibody frame rails, sorry, there's no rust under this thing at all. There's no structural rust at all underneath. The worst rust there is I got to pop this window out and address that, but even that's not super bad. I've dealt with stuff like that before. It's up my wheelhouse. I think I gotta figure out the tailgate. I think in the time that it was driven, I think it was definitely used. I don't know if it was rear-ended or anything, but it looks pretty straight under there. The bumper's unbolted right here, that's why it's out. So it's gonna need tail lights. I'll get some aftermarket bumpers on it. Bed liner is 100% complete. It needs to come out and get all that crap out of there. That's what I'm going to do now. That's why I pushed it out of the driveway, so I can get this out and hose it out and wash it and clean it and kind of assess everything. But basically my goal with a Comanche is to just enjoy the thing and preserve it. You know, my Cherokee's my wheeler. This thing's just going to be just a cruiser. You know, I'm going to keep it nice. I'm not going to cut the fenders up. I'm not going to lift it so high I have to cut brackets off and modify stuff permanently so it can't ever go back to stock. I'm thinking like a 3 to 4 inch lift and like some 31s. So a couple tire sizes larger than the 235, 75, 15s that are on it. You know, just a good functional, you know, appearance upgrade. Something that'll make it a little bit nicer looking, a little bit cooler. Get a good tire under there. Not really sure what I want to do about wheels. I'd love to be able to source some of the turbine wheels. So I think that'd be killer. But I'm honestly probably just going to keep a 2-wheel drive. You know, down the road, if a donor Cherokee 4x4 just falls in my lap, you know, I don't think I'll turn down maybe converting it to a 4x4. But honestly, I've got my Silverado. I've got a crate motor right there for my Silverado going in. That's my actual pickup truck. So I don't really need this thing to be a workhorse. It's not going to be a wheeler. I'm not going to go beat it up and thrash it. I'm just going to keep this thing looking good. I mean, I gotta appreciate the low miles on it. I'm not gonna wreck it. You know, it's not perfect. It's definitely not museum quality, but I'll get it looking good. The grill was off, like on the seat when I got it, so I found some screws and got the grill on there good. It doesn't start though, so that's one of the catches. Is the kid bought it not running, tinkered with it a little bit. Yeah, see, there's new ignition coil there. Forgive me, I'm not familiar with Renix systems, so I don't know what that thing's called, but the thing that the coil sits on, that's brand new. It's been replaced. He's got a new starter solenoid or relay, whatever that is. I threw this battery in there just to mess around with it, because it didn't have a battery. I'm gonna get a new one. It's got new spark plugs in there already, so I'm gonna put those wires on, and I'll probably put a distributor in it just for the hell of it, because I don't know if that distributor's been replaced as part of trying to diagnose what's going on. He claims it has no spark, but to be honest, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe something fuel related too, because when I crank it, I know there's gas in it because I just put like 5 gallons in. So I know there's gas in it. You can hear the fuel pump prime, but I don't smell any fuel in that throttle body sprayer there. Like there's no wetness from fuel having just been sprayed in there. So again, I don't know how the Renix system is different, or shit, if my Cherokee's the same way, but is there something spark related that could be bad, that if the spark is not working, then it's also not firing this? Kind of try to point me in the right direction here. That'll be another video. So either way, it's just gonna be a little cruiser. Keep the thing nice. You know, it's a long bed, so I'm probably gonna get a toolbox or something to kind of fill that gap of that extra long bed. I had a little S10 that was a long bed in 85, and proportionally, once I lifted it up about 4 inches on 32s, I think it really started to make the long bed not quite look so long. It looked a little more proportional. Right now it kind of looks like a fat guy with tiny feet. You know, at some point I definitely want to source a Chrysler 8 1/4 axle out of a Cherokee, and probably do the Yukon Posi traction and some 410 gears. Same Yukon Posi I put in my Cherokee that I love. I've got 456s in that, but I think I'll do 410s in this. I think that'll be a good little bit of power upgrade to go up to some bigger tires. But It'll be a good little truck. I'll keep you guys posted.